Brophy Dads Club welcomes you to the 2026 Arizona High School State Lacrosse Championship. At Brophy College Preparatory, we help advance our mission to form men for others. Young men committed to lives of faith, service, and leadership. Through leadership-focused gatherings and traditions like our Father-Son Retreat in Sedona, we build strong bonds between fathers, sons, and our community. Thanks to the Arizona Lacrosse League and to all the families, players, coaches, and referees, let's play. Audio Video by Design is Arizona's premier home theater and automation solutions provider. At Audio Video by Design, we strive to exceed all expectations. Whether you want home automation through your entire home or just music in one room, we give our full attention to every project to make sure the technology works for you. Audio Video by Design, where audio video dreams come true. Get out of the heat and into the box this summer. Develop your field lacrosse skills by playing indoor box with Arizona Box Lacrosse at the state-of-the-art Solid Ground Arena. Arizona box games are played 5-on-5 on a hockey rink using a 30-second shot clock. Fast transitions from offense to defense, no long poles, big goalies, small goals, and played off the board so the ball never goes out of bounds. Open house and free Box Lacrosse Clinic is Saturday, May 23rd. Summer Indoor Box League begins May 30th with practices and games every Saturday. Individual players and teams can register now at azboxla.com. See you in the box. Join Powell Lacrosse in Northern Arizona for an exhilarating week of lacrosse. Now in our 19th year at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, this overnight camp directed by Lacrosse Hall of Famer Ryan Powell is the gateway to mastering the game of lacrosse. For more information or to register, visit powelllacrosse.com. You got grit. Your protein shake never should. That's why Rockin protein is made with real milk for 30 grams of great tasting, high quality protein. Plus, it's lactose-free, has 0 grams of added sugar, and is always fresh from the dairy cooler. Whether you're crushing it in the gym or just need some fuel for your hustle, get the protein shake that works as hard as you do. Visit rockinprotein.com to find a store near you. Brophy Dads Club. Arcadia High School. It's the 2026 Arizona Lacrosse League's state championship. It's the 11-1 Notre Dame Saints taking on the undefeated and 4-time defending champions, the Brophy Broncos. And alongside Erik Anderson, I'm Jeff Lowry. So glad you could join us. Bryan Petillo will join us right around the opening. These two teams have met a total of 3 times in the state championships. Notre Dame has a 2-1 advantage, and we'll see what happens here tonight.
Yeah,
two storied programs going head-to-head.
And welcome back, everybody. Erik Anderson along with Bryan Petillo. 87 degrees out here at 42nd, or I should say 47th Street and Indian School here in the Arcadia District. It is the #1 seed Brophy Prep College, the 4 straight state titles in a row for Brophy. They're 12-0. They beat Desert Vista 21-3 on Tuesday. Notre Dame Prep out of North Scottsdale, they beat Corona in overtime 10-9 last Tuesday. These two teams met back on March 3rd. Brophy winning it by a score of 13-7. In fact, it was not as close as that. Brophy led 13-3. After 3 quarters. The last loss in the state for Brophy was back in 2023 against Chandler. And Bryan, you mentioned back in 2021, as far as looking at regular season versus the playoffs, you don't play games on paper. That's why they go out and play the game.
Exactly, and the season is long, and how you look at the beginning of the year is not always how you look at the end of the year. And we were talking about that 2021 year, the last state championship game that Brophy played in, where they were defeated by Boulder Creek in overtime. Previously that season, they had beaten Boulder Creek by a sizable margin. I think it was like 15-3 or something like that. And then Boulder Creek ends up pulling off the upset in the state championship. So, like you said, you never know what happens. We're here to play. We've got a beautiful night here, great facility, 2 great teams that have worked tremendously hard on their road to get here.
Brophy is average, as far as their wins go, 19-3. They have outscored their opponents. And Bryan, you mentioned, we talked about as far as slowing the game down for Notre Dame Prep, what they have to do to stay in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that be the strategy from Notre Dame Prep here. They did play earlier in the season. You mentioned the score. It was a little closer at the end than it was when it started, or around in the third quarter there. But typically, we've seen Brophy, very high-powered offense, very fast-paced, can push the tempo, win a lot of face-offs. So you don't want to let the game get away from you. You don't want to let them go on a 5-6 goal run. So I'm looking to see Notre Dame play a lot of ball control offense, execute on their side, and really try to control the pace of the game here.
Notre Dame Prep in the purple uniforms, Brophy in the white and the red. The head coach for Brophy, Pat Harbison, in his 6th season. He is 4-1 in the finals. Chris Malone, the head coach for the Saints. And about time for our national anthem here at Arcadia High School. So 4 12-minute quarters, 2 timeouts per half for both squads. The scheduled starters for Brophy as far as face-off guys, there's 3 that kind of rotate. Grissoni, Swenson, and Ruschenberg. At goaltender, Ryan Peitzmeyer, who's headed to the University of Utah, 5'11", 160, a senior. He wears number 0. Baltzell, 35, and Wendell, 15, also might get in there, but Peitzmeyer is a very good one. Attackmen, Guest, White, and Armstrong. Midfielders for Brophy, Fitzgerald, Friedman, and Duck. The Lacoste twins will get a lot of playing time also. And on defense for Brophy, Helt, Eastep, and Jansen. For Notre Dame Prep out of North Scottsdale, the face-off men, DJ Brown, Caden Casey, and Johnny Ward. Casey gets a lot of the face-offs. Braden Pulaski, a junior, number 0. The goaltender, Jax Coffey, 33. Also some goaltending. Guys to keep an eye on the starters tentatively for Notre Dame Prep at attack, Bush, Sampson, and Canagan. The midfielders, Casey, Ward, Pulaski, and Higbee. On defense, Misselbrook and Stayer. So any thoughts, Bryan, here? A beautiful night. Temperatures supposed to get down around 82. Jeff had said the temperatures recently have been, the last couple of years around 100, so we've got a nice evening here.
Yeah, I agree. Beautiful weather here. Great crowd. I was just taking a peek at it. We've got, I think, almost pretty much this side of the bleachers filled. You went through a lot of names there, a lot of good players, a lot of good, talented players. There'll be some good matchups we'll talk about as the game goes on here. The first one is going to be that face-off X. We talked about how important possession is going to be, and that's going to be a real battle for both teams there. And we'll see if the coaches do anything different with their strategy or who they use. But both of the primary face-off guys for these teams are great competitors, and it'll be a good key battle to watch as we start here.
You mentioned that Brophy has a lot deeper roster. They've got a roster with many more players than Notre Dame Prep. That may come into play.
Yeah, it helps. You get a little more, less concerned about attrition and injuries, things like that. You've got good bench strength. Just being able to kind of run through a second midfield line and rotate them through in their play has been a staple of Brophy's team, and that does help keep your top players fresher as the game goes on. So definitely an advantage they've built up over time. And especially in those hot days, it makes a big difference. But like we said, tonight's this, and they're going to have a lot of adrenaline running with the state championship here.
And again, the last time these two teams played back on March 3rd, it was Brophy leading 13-3 after three quarters. Eventually, it was 13-7 Brophy. But you throw out all the records, all the games. Brophy has not lost a game in state since 2023, but you don't play the ball games on paper. So again, Notre Dame Prep in the purple, and the white and red is Brophy, and about set to get things underway here. The face-off at midfield. Caden Casey for Notre Dame. And we're underway as the face-off man scooping it up. It is Brophy, and off the march this time for Brophy. Getting it was Jack Grissoni, the junior face-off man. He's committed to Iona out in New York.
Yeah, he's one of, if not the best face-off guy in the league here. So, again, keep an eye on that. Good job by Notre Dame, though, forcing him to go backwards, use up some time, and make them really work. Don't give him an easy clear off that face-off.
Friedman on the march out on the far side. They set up a play, and this is Carter Fitzgerald, a senior, out top. They get it over here to the near side to Braden Duck. He's a sophomore. Again, a big roster for Brophy. Brophy has not lost a game in state since 2023. 4 12-minute quarters. Again, Bryan mentioned the face-off, the win, and winning it was Grissoni for Brophy, and that's a good start for Brophy as they toss this around. There is no shot clock here in high school. College, they've switched it between 80 and 60, but they can take as much time as they want with no shot clock. And a temporary stoppage of the clock at 11:04.
Yeah, I guess we've got a slight delay with getting the lights on here.
Yeah, it is a little bit dark out there.
Yeah, not dark yet, but the dusk coming down. I guess we're working to get that on. So hopefully we've got a great support team here with Arcadia High School and hosting this state championship game. Have done a great job with the facility getting it ready here, and hopefully this won't be too much of a delay here as we can hopefully manually turn them on.
Brophy College Prep is located downtown. Notre Dame Prep is located up off Bell and 101 in North Scottsdale. And we're at Arcadia High School, neutral turf here, which is 47th Street and Indian School in that Arcadia area just to the east of 44th Street and Indian School. And we talked about, you could go on and on about Brophy with all the accolades, how well they've done, but you went back to 2021 where Boulder Creek, during the year, Brophy beat them pretty good, and then Brophy lost in the championship that year.
And not to actually, as I'm thinking through it more, not to jinx the current defending champs here at Brophy, but it actually was at this stadium, Arcadia, where that state championship game was played. So that might drudge up some memories for the coaching staff. I don't believe any of the players at this point, obviously, were part of that program. But it does look like we've got the lights heating up here now, so it shouldn't be more than another minute or two before we get going.
So we're going to take a break in the action at 11:04 remaining in the opening quarter. Is trying to get the lights going here as it's dusk out. Is the 7:06 time here. I guess we're on Pacific time in Arizona, so we'll take a quick break in the action here.
Brophy Dads Club welcomes you to the 2026 Arizona High School State Lacrosse Championship. At Brophy College Preparatory, we help advance our mission to form men for others. Young men committed to lives of faith, service, and with Arizona Box Lacrosse at the state-of-the-art Solid Ground Arena. Arizona box games are played 5-on-5 on a hockey rink using a 30-second shot clock. Fast transitions from offense to defense, no long poles, big goalies, small goals, and played off the board so the ball never goes out of bounds. Open house and free Box Lacrosse Clinic is Saturday, May 23rd. Summer Indoor Box League begins May 30th with practices and games every Saturday. Individual players and teams can register now at azboxla.com. See you in the box. Join Powell Lacrosse in Northern Arizona for an exhilarating week of lacrosse. Now in our 19th year at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, this overnight camp, directed by Lacrosse Hall of Famer Ryan Powell, is the gateway to mastering the game of lacrosse. For more information or to register, visit powelllacrosse.com. You got grit. Your protein shake never should. That's why Rockin protein is made with real milk for 30 grams of great-tasting, high-quality protein. Plus, it's lactose-free, has 0 grams of added sugar, and is always fresh from the dairy cooler. Whether you're crushing it in the gym or just need some fuel for your hustle, get the protein shake that works as hard as you do. Visit rockinprotein.com to find a store near you. Brophy Dads Club welcomes you to the 2020.
And welcome back, everybody. Erik Anderson along with Brian Petillo. At 11:04 remaining in the opening quarter, no score, and they had to get the lights on. I guess they needed to get warmed up a little bit, and face-off was won by Brophy and Grissoni, but it'll be Brophy ball. Is that what happened when the had to get those lights going a little bit?
Yeah, a little
dark.
impromptu timeout gives the coaches a chance to talk to their players again. We should be ready to rock here now and have no other issues. A little brighter out there on the field. So that looks good, and we'll see the Brophy offense.
Duck out here on the near side. Brophy ball. Gets it back behind the goal. Brophy tosses it around. That shot misses to the right that time. That was Eli Friedman, who had 4 goals against Notre Dame Prep back on March 3rd in that win for Brophy, which was 13-7. Brophy remains with the ball as they toss it around over the far side to Carter Fitzgerald. He's a senior midfielder.
Little interesting defensive strategy here. If you're watching the Notre Dame team choosing to shut off number 9 for Brophy, Finn Guest, choosing to not try to basically deny him the ball and play 5-on-5 as opposed to 6-on-6.
Duck with the ball on the march. Some good defense by Notre Dame Prep.
That's definitely one of those coaching wrinkles and strategies that you talk about when you prepare for a game like this. Can disrupt the play.
Friedman on the move. It's knocked away. Good job by Notre Dame Prep, goaltender Pulaski. And quickly back the other way, Notre Dame Prep over on the far side. 9:45 remaining in the opening quarter, no score. Caden Casey fires, and that's saved by Peitzmeyer. He's headed to University of Utah. Back the other way for Brophy.
Great save there. That was a prime opportunity for Notre Dame.
Brophy on the move, back out top. They get it to Brady Estep, a senior defenseman. Over here on the near side to Finn Guest.
Notre Dame shifting back to a regular defense now.
You mentioned if Notre Dame Prep can keep things slow, just like with any sport, slow down the tempo.
You don't want to let the game get away from you. Keep the possessions close. And they're going to think that they could play with this team. They didn't get all the way here to just roll over and not play. So I expect to see Notre Dame compete really hard through this game.
Zach Lacoste gets it back to White. Brophy tosses it around to Tate Lacoste, the Lacoste twins. They are sophomores. 8:38 and ticking. And that is knocked away. Some good defense. Johnny Ward retrieved over there by Tate Lacoste for Brophy, and back out top to Zach Lacoste. Notre Dame with some good defense.
Yeah, great team defense. A lot of communication. You can see them talking to each other, talking players through. They're going to need to be locked in as a 6-man unit if they want to be successful tonight.
Out top again to Tate Lacoste. Working on Ward over on the far side, Fitzgerald. Zach Lacoste. Tate Lacoste wearing 5. Zach, number 3. Again, no shot clock, so they can throw it around as long as they want. And that shot is off the mark to the left by Tate Lacoste. 7:51 remaining in the opening quarter, no score. Brophy ball up top. Take their sweet time. Zach Lacoste back out top. Fitzgerald wearing number 7.
Well, that's going to be what part of the challenge is here, too, is it looks like Notre Dame might be running a little bit of a zone-type look here, unless they were just switching off. We'll keep an eye on that, too, but all strategies here to slow down the game and play good defense and basically try to slow down. It's hard to stop this Brophy offense, but you can certainly do your best job at slowing it down.
And that shot off the mark that time. Shot off the mark by Tate Armstrong, a senior. And that goal is good. It is 1-0 in favor of Brophy.
Yeah, that was a quick one. I looked down for 1 second and missed it, but just great feed inside.
Did you get a replay
number
on that?
7.
Who made that goal?
7.
So it was Carter Fitzgerald, the senior, getting the goal. 7:01 remaining in the opening quarter. 1-0 in favor of Brophy. Let's take a look at the replay.
This is a great feed here from the attackman. Saw a lot of it in the game last week or earlier in the week that we were doing. You got to throw it right at his stick there.
DJ Brown wins the faceoff for Notre Dame Prep. 1-0 in favor of Brophy. 6:51 remaining in the opening quarter. The Saints on the move. DJ Brown and the winning goal against Corona on Tuesday night in overtime, 10-9. Brown back up top. Saints taking their sweet time over to the far side. DJ Brown.
Yeah, and just like we saw in their last game, looking to attack the short stick defenders with their offensive sets here. But he loses it there.
Brown can't get it to go. 6:16 remaining in the opening quarter. 1-0
we had
in
a flag
favor.
down. I did not even see that. Yeah.
Penalty marker down.
Slash. Okay. So looks like we'll have Notre Dame getting a 1-minute man-up opportunity, our first one of the night here. We'll see what their extra man unit has. The defensive unit coached up by Tanner Ottenbreit over there for Brophy. He's been there for many years with Coach Harbison. Stellar defender back in the day.
Notre Dame ball. They toss it around. They trail it 1-0. 6 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Higbee fires and he drills it. We're tied at 1. Matt Higbee headed to Hofstra. He's a captain and a junior. We're tied at 1 on Higbee's goal. 6:03 remaining in the opening quarter.
That's a great step down bounce shot, and they were moving pretty fast there. I didn't even really get to explain if you were watching there. Typically a man down unit's going to stay in tight, settled in, let the offense move the ball around. Brophy choosing to be aggressive and attack the ball behind the net, which you don't typically see from a man down unit. Little high risk, high reward. In that case, they get burned by it. Higbee made some pay with that bounce shot.
Brown for Notre Dame Prep, Grissoni for Brophy, and Grissoni wins and off to the races to the right side is Eli Friedman. Get it over here to the near side to Brady Eastrep. Eastep up the left side, he gets it off. Back out top to Brophy. Get it to Carter Fitzgerald, who had that goal moments ago. We're tied at 1, 5:40 remaining in the opening quarter.
So already we're seeing some coaching adjustments, different strategies, different looks. Two well-coached teams, a lot of smart players. I can expect to continue to see that throughout the night.
They thought about shooting that time.
And Notre Dame in that zone, as I mentioned, so we'll see them. Oh, there we go.
Shot on goal. Carter Fitzgerald has got 2. 5:19 remaining in the opening quarter. 2-1 in favor of Brophy. Fitzgerald had 3 goals on Tuesday against Desert Vista in that 21-3 win.
That's a great way to beat a zone defense. You kind of flood one side. There's a cutter from Brophy who cuts down, gets into shooting area. Notre Dame defenseman has to move over and cover him and leaves that skip pass open in the middle. Good offense there. Good execution and a great shot.
Caden Casey for Notre Dame Prep, Grissoni for Brophy, and that is scooped up by Brophy and Zach Lacoste up the right side. Brophy ball. Back up top this time to Maddox Ranley. Ranley fires. It is saved by Braden Pulaski. Off to Caden Casey, Notre Dame Prep ball.
And if you're Notre Dame, that's what you want there. Have them force those outside shots. Have your goalie get a good look at it, come up with the save. That's going to be the defense they want to see.
Caden Casey, a senior captain. And he's going to check out.
Yeah, and here, get some substitutions, get their offensive players on. This is probably part of their strategy there, making sure they're taking their time.
DJ Brown with the ball for Notre Dame Prep, and checking in for Prep is Cucci, Preston Cucci, wearing number 20. 4:20 remaining in the opening quarter, 2-1 in favor of Brophy. Notre Dame Prep trying to tie it up. Cucci gets it up top over to the right side to DJ Brown. Brown on the move. Again, no shot clock. So they can take their time. Over on the far side, it is Sampson.
And they're just in that circle offense, feeling out the pressure, seeing how far Brophy's going to come out and play them.
Back out to Brown up top, 3:50 and ticking in the opening quarter, 2-1 Brophy.
They're going to wait and take advantage of the matchups they want, continue to attack the short stick defensive middies.
Brown working on Ranley. Brown fires, saved by Peitzmeyer. He's going to the University of Utah. Chance to win his 4th consecutive title as Brophy has won 4 consecutive titles. They get it over here, Brophy and Brady Eastep. Over here to the near side, Finn Guest. Guest with the ball here on the near side as Brophy tosses it around to Alex White.
Here we're going to get that different look. They're going to go with that lock off of Guest there.
Carter Fitzgerald over on the right side. He's got both goals for Brophy. Fitzgerald on the move. Here to the near side, Tate Lacoste. And we've got a whistle, and it'll be Notre Dame Prep ball.
I think they had a moving pick there, some interference as they were running around. Great defense, and another look of that choice to shut off the big offensive threats for Brophy, and so far has been working for Notre Dame.
Pulaski fires to the far side. Notre Dame Prep with the ball. And some contact there, and that knocked away at the last second. Some contact, Zach Rossback. Number 12, that is stick knocked away. We had a whistle. What would you see there?
I think it's timeout. I think they called a timeout there, and I think that's why there was a little difficult to hear the whistle across the field there. But good timeout, first half. You can use him, maintain that possession there. Obviously, as you saw, it looked like he was in trouble and could have lost the ball. Now you get a chance to get your offensive guys out there. If you're Notre Dame, everything's going how you want it right now, obviously, besides the score. But this is the type of game you want to play. Their defense is looking good. We'll see if they can get an equalizer here on offense. And Brophy continuing to play their style. Defense tend to be a little aggressive and take advantage of the skill and size and speed and strength that they have. So that'll be an interesting matchup to continue to watch.
So Notre Dame calling a timeout. Each team gets 2 timeouts per half. 4 12-minute quarters. If they do go into overtime, the last 2 ball games Notre Dame Prep had, both were overtime ball games, winning 10-9 Tuesday against Corona. The prior week, it was Boulder Creek 8-7. It is 2:15 remaining in the opening quarter, 2-1 in favor of Brophy. Both goals by Fitzgerald. The lone goal for Notre Dame Prep by Higbee. So a good timeout for Notre Dame Prep. Bryan?
Yeah, let's see what they do out here. One thing, and I've not had a chance to call as many Brophy games as I used to, but I mentioned the defensive coordinator over there, Tanner Ottenbright. Something they've been known to do is in these timeout situations kind of come out with a different defensive look. So if they're playing a lot of man, they call a timeout, or the other team calls timeout, they draw a play up, and then next thing you know, Brophy comes out in a zone, or they lock off somebody or do something else that's a little different. So be curious to see if they do anything like that now. It's a little early, but you always got to be careful with the adjustments that they'll make.
What was the flag as the referee picked it up over on the far side of the 50-yard line?
Oh, I didn't even realize
there was some contact. There was some contact
I guess
over
they
here.
ended up calling something here.
Notre Dame had the ball. Penalty is against Brophy.
We'll get some clarity on what it is there.
Higbee with the ball here for Notre Dame Prep on the 42. Both fan bases are on the same side over here.
Yeah, it kind of creates a little bit of a different feel to the game. I like it. This has been a great venue for some state championship games. We'll see their extra man unit 1-for-1 tonight already.
Higbee with the ball, Notre Dame Prep. They toss it around.
And again, choosing to come out and play, exact same thing.
Higbee fires, it's saved by Peitzmeyer. 1:55 remaining in the opening quarter, 2-1 Brophy. Peitzmeyer, in fact, the article in the paper, he was cut by his current head coach, Pat Harbison, back when he was a little kid. But he was a position player, and then he switched to goaltender, and the rest is history. He's terrific. Notre Dame on the move, and that ball gets past Luke Cannigan and out of bounds.
Yeah, going back to that man up, exact same play and situation. Brophy pressures from behind. The Notre Dame player steps down, gets to that shooting lane. This time the bounce shot doesn't bounce as far in front of the goalie as it did last time, and he's able to get down and smother it. So he's looking for a target a little further in front of the goalie next time.
Guest over here on the near side for Brophy. He's on the move. He fires and misfires to the left, out of bounds.
A little miscommunication getting reset there defensively, but the ball out of bounds will allow Notre Dame to get set up.
Brophy maintains possession. Back out top. Minute ticking in the opening quarter, 2-1 Brophy. Brophy on the move, and that a misfire there by Zach Lacoste. Brophy retains possession. So far, Notre Dame doing a good job on defense, keeping this score close here.
Keep your feet moving.
And that shot is good that time. It is Alex White. White's goal with 35.6 seconds remaining in the opening quarter makes it 3-1 Brophy. And a nice assist there if you
he finds him on the back door. It's probably one of the easiest goals he's going to get. Catches it wide open on the backside. So communication breakdown there for Notre Dame, not covering that spot. One of the tricky parts, if you choose to do something a little more exotic, like shutting off one or two players and playing kind of a lower number game, is sometimes you're not always doing the same slide packages or the same spots. You're not used to it. Something to definitely keep an eye on.
Grissoni for Brophy and DJ Brown for Notre Dame Prep. And again, this faceoff is won by Brophy, and it's Ranley over midfield. Brophy ball.
Coming up on 25 seconds left here, so Brophy probably looking for the last shot.
Out top here to Finn Guest. Seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Brophy leading 3-1. Ranley, they get it to Guest. Inside, and that shot bounces. Tate Lacoste.
See, about 3 seconds. They have a chance here, kind of feed the crease, get a shot off.
That shot is fired, and it is good by Finn Guest. Guest drills that one just at the buzzer here at the end of the first quarter, 4-1 in favor of Brophy. Well, they took advantage of that 3 seconds.
Yep. Opportunity there. Got to check sticks and not get that shot off. But I think we're going to take a quick break here.
Take a break in the action here, a 3-minute break. 4-1 in favor of Brophy.
Brophy Dads Club welcomes you to the 2026 Arizona High School State Lacrosse Championship. At Brophy College Preparatory, we help advance our mission to form men for others. Young men committed to lives of faith, service, and leadership. For leadership-focused gatherings and traditions like our Father-Son Retreat in Sedona, we build strong bonds between fathers, sons, and our community. Thanks to the Arizona Lacrosse League and to all the families, players, coaches, and referees, let's play. Audio Video by Design is Arizona's premier home theater and automation solutions provider. At Audio Video by Design, we strive to exceed all expectations. Whether you want home automation through your entire home or just music in one room, we give our full attention to every project to make sure the technology works for you. Audio Video by Design, where audio video dreams come true. Get out of the heat and into the box this summer. Develop your field lacrosse skills by playing indoor box with Arizona Box Lacrosse at the state-of-the-art Solid Ground Arena. Arizona box games are played 5-on-5 on a hockey rink using a 30-second shot clock. Fast transitions from offense to defense, no long poles, big goalies, small goals, and played off the board so the ball never goes out of bounds. Open house and free Box Lacrosse Clinic is Saturday, May 23rd. Summer Indoor Box League begins May 30th with practices and games every Saturday. Individual players and teams can register now at azboxla.com. See you in the box. Join Powell Lacrosse in Northern Arizona for an exhilarating week of lacrosse. Now in our 19th year at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, this overnight camp, directed by Lacrosse Hall of Famer Ryan Powell, is the gateway to mastering the game of lacrosse. For more information or to register, visit powelllacrosse.com. You got grit. Your protein shake never should. That's why Rockin protein is made with real milk for 30 grams of great-tasting, high-quality protein. Plus, it's lactose-free, has 0 grams of added sugar, and is always fresh from the dairy cooler. Whether you're crushing it in the gym or just need some fuel for your hustle, get the protein shake that works as hard as you do. Visit rockinprotein.com to find a store near you.
Four-1 in favor of Brophy as we start the second quarter, and Caden Casey wins the faceoff for Notre Dame Prep. Caden Casey, a senior and a captain. Brophy on a 3-0 run.
Yeah, I was about to say, big faceoff win to deter that run, and tough goal to give up at the end of the quarter there.
Yes.
With about 3 seconds left in the end line there. Coaching for Notre Dame's probably a little upset. You got to just line up next to somebody and just check their stick down, let that ball go wide, and Brophy makes them pay.
The lone goal for Notre Dame Prep, Matt Higbee. The goals for Brophy, Fitzgerald, 2, White, and Guest. Caden Casey out on the far side for Notre Dame. Lost the handle on it. E.J. Brown gives chase, but the ground ball is picked up by Brophy, and off to the races is Maddox Ranley. Ranley on the move. That throw inside, and the goal is good by Brophy. Tate Lacoste, one of the twins, a sophomore. A 4-0 run for Brophy. They lead it 5-1, 11 minutes remaining in the half.
Yeah, great fast break offense by Brophy there, taking advantage of numbers off the turnover. Notre Dame ends up sliding upfield, leaves the guy open on the crease. Another easy goal there. I've had a couple of those ones right on top there. So this is that dangerous part of the game where Notre Dame doesn't want to let this get away from them. Don't let the Broncos get on a run here. Big face-off.
DJ Brown for Notre Dame Prep. He wins it against Grissoni, but now Grissoni gets it back. He picks up the ground ball and back the other way for Brophy.
Yeah, good competitive ground ball there. Looked like it was a win and just keeps fighting.
Fitzgerald inside. The save by Pulaski on the shot that time by Kathan Chiricuri.
That was a great save by that goalie. The two things that can stop runs in lacrosse is face-off and goaltending, and that time they lose the face-off, but the goaltender comes up with a big stop for him there.
Johnny Ward on the move for Notre Dame Prep. Guarded over there by Braden Peitzmeyer. A 4-0 run for Brophy. They were tied at 1. It is now 5-1 Brophy. 10 minutes remaining in this first half. 4 12-minute quarters.
And this is Notre Dame slowing it down a little bit, I think. I'd like to see them move it while they're slowing it down, not necessarily just kind of standing around, but it looks like they're going to make some substitutions and get their players on. So we talked about the pace. That's important, but sometimes you get flat-footed, you get in trouble.
Good defense by Brady Eastep over on the far side, and they get it over here to Nick Sampson. Sampson on the move, thought about shooting, but some good defense by Brophy.
Good team defense, a little show help there, deters that shot.
Inside, and it is a goal for Notre Dame Prep. Hawkins St. Clair cuts the Brophy lead to 5-2, 9:21 remaining in the half.
Well, that's what they needed. Great feed. Again, cross the field, skips it through the defense, finds the back door open there. Both teams taking advantage of that backside pipe, getting the ball there and getting some easy goals. That will end that Notre Dame run and give some momentum back to the Saints.
Brophy has won the majority of the face-offs here. Grissoni for Brophy. And it is Caden Casey for Notre Dame Prep, and it is scooped up by Friedman. We had a whistle.
Yeah, going to call a loose ball push there, so that'll award it to Brophy.
Friedman out on the right side for Brophy. Friedman had 4 goals against Notre Dame Prep back on March 3rd in the 13-7 Brophy win.
Notre Dame going back to that lock-off defense there.
Brophy on the move. Out top it is Braden Duck wearing 22. Tate Armstrong over to the far side. That shot bounces, misses left by Zach Lacoste. 8:29 remaining in the half, 5-2 Brophy. Brophy outscores their opponents on the season, an average of 19-3, but you don't play the games on paper.
Yeah, and this Notre Dame defense giving them a little, at least slowing them down, like we mentioned with some of these looks, different strategies and different sets that they've been in here.
Yeah, no shot clock. Brophy on the move. Back out top, Tate Armstrong. Armstrong fires, and that's knocked away. It may have
good save there.
Off Braden Pulaski, the goaltender. Brophy retains possession.
It's good short stick defense right there.
Finn Guest fighting.
Oh, another backdoor goal there. They are continuing to take advantage of that.
Was it Tate Armstrong that got that? It was quite a scrum down low there. It is 6-2 in favor of Brophy, 7:57 remaining. 13 getting it was Tate Armstrong. So there was a kind of a mess of bodies down below, but it was Tate Armstrong getting the goal. It is 6-2 in favor of Brophy, 7:57 remaining in the half.
Yeah, and a great feed by Guest there, and that's kind of the danger. You get a dangerous player. He had a short stick on him defensively. The defense was pretty good, but everybody's paying a little more attention to those big scorers, and that leaves the backside of the cage wide open.
That shot a little bit high from Armstrong. Brophy retains possession. Back over here to Maddox Ranley wearing 6, over to to Armstrong wearing 13, and then to Carter Fitzgerald, who has a pair of goals tonight. Fitzgerald up top, over to Guest.
This time sitting back in that zone look. Notre Dame content to let Brophy pass the ball around, not going with the lock-off defense.
Brophy just taking their time, tossing it around here to Armstrong. Back out top. It is Carter Fitzgerald. And no shot clock. They can take as long as they want. Good defense by Notre Dame Prep. And that shot is good that time. And Brophy adds another one. Tate Lacoste, his second goal of the evening. And Brophy now leading 7-2, 6:44 remaining in the half. So Brophy's starting to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, that's another goal there that's going to extend that. And kind of when you're in that zone, you're rotating around, and the Notre Dame player just gets there a half second too late. The Brophy player is able to get a little, just enough topside to get a good shooting angle there.
Grassoni for Brophy, and we got a timeout.
Yeah, let's see. I don't see it. Okay, yeah, so Notre Dame calling a timeout here. No problem with that. We talked about runs and lacrosse being a game of runs, and you don't want to let it get too far away from you right now. Notre Dame's playing good defense and slowing down that Brophy offense, and they just get that one mistake or that one opening, and the Broncos take advantage of it.
Second and final timeout called by Notre Dame Prep here in the first half. Brophy's got both remaining. Brophy leading 7-2, 6:44 remaining in the half. The two goals for Notre Dame Prep, Higbee and St. Clair. It was tied at 1 early on, but Brophy has just continued to kind of take that lead a little bit further. Fitzgerald with a pair of goals for Brophy, I should say, and then 2 for Tate Lacoste. White, Guest, and Armstrong also goals for Brophy. Brophy trying to win their 5th consecutive state title. What were you going to say, Bryan?
And this is a challenge for teams that end up getting into these big, high-pressure games against Brophy. One of the advantages that Brophy has and has built up over the years here is just the mental aspect of knowing you're playing the big, bad, evil empire, essentially, now. And you don't want to, the coaching staff for Notre Dame over there, Coach Malone and his team, you really got to make sure you're keeping your guys engaged and tell them, we got this still. Just focus on the next goal. This game's not over yet. Don't let the momentum take control, because you start seeing the goals for Brophy go up and you think, oh, it's going to be hopeless. We don't have a chance here. So a lot of emphasis on keeping the team focused on the next goal right now. And that's important. It doesn't matter that Brophy's won however many games or what their margin is. You just focus on the next play.
Grassoni for Brophy. Caden Casey facing off for Notre Dame Prep. 6:44 remaining in the half. 7-2 Brophy. Fight for the ball, and that pops loose. Ground ball is picked up and knocked away. It was scooped up temporarily by Brophy and Eli Friedman. Brophy gets the ball and quickly back the other way.
And that's what they want. You want to push him back and then force that team ride.
Grassoni got knocked down. I believe there's going to be a penalty on Luke Cannigan. There was a flag here. Maybe was that tripping?
Yeah, well, I think they may even call a push. It's going to be one of those. And he actually almost stepped offside, so he's kind of lucky he didn't get 2 there. But this will give Brophy a chance to get their guys on and get a free play here, which is not what you want to give up. Talk about riding hard if you're the attackman. We definitely want to see good effort, but those pushes from behind, when the guys beat like that, sometimes you're better off just letting them go.
Carter Fitzgerald with a pair of goals up top, working on Higbee. Fitzgerald on the move. Fires. That shot is saved that time by Pulaski, and the shot that time was by Eli Friedman. Last year, Brophy lost a couple of out-of-state ball games, but the last time they lost in-state was to Chandler in 2023. They don't keep track of winning streaks or anything like that. That's a good thing to do. Don't focus. Just take one game at a time.
Yeah, exactly. Coach Harbison there in the program gets a lot of great competitive games against out-of-state competition. Helps bring good competitive teams from out-of-state here to Arizona that end up playing some of these other teams as well, too. So it's great for our sport out here to get that recognition in some other areas. And here we'll see the Brophy man-up unit now, if they can extend this lead.
5:35 remaining in the half. Brophy leading 7-2. At one point it was tied at 1, but 6-1 outscoring Brophy as of recent. And that shot is on goal that time again. It was Tate Lacoste. Third goal of the evening for Tate Lacoste, and Brophy leading 8-2, 5:27 remaining in the half.
Yeah, a little fake flip play, kind of gets the defense a little discombobulated. He's covered in the middle, but not enough getting there in time to get that shot off and put some speed on it there with a quick release. Difficult save for the goalie.
Jack Grissoni committed to Iona out in New Rochelle, New York, a junior, the face-off man for Brophy in the white. Caden Casey for Notre Dame Prep in the purple. Brophy's won the majority of the face-offs, and this time Grissoni scooped up that ground ball. He won that one again. And a timeout, I believe it's going to be Brophy with their first. 5:19.
Here can make a big difference, and giving up one or two can do quite the same on the opposite side. So Notre Dame talking to their team, just get a stop here, clear the ball, take your time, be patient. Brophy, Coach Harbison, great offensive coach, he's over there talking to his troops and drawing up something on the whiteboard. So they know they don't want to mess around. If, just because you're up 6 here, there's a ton of game left, and you want to take advantage of every possession like you can.
The two goals for Notre Dame Prep, Higbee and St. Clair for Brophy, 3 for Tate Lacoste, 2 for Fitzgerald, White, Guest, and Armstrong with 1 apiece. It is 82 degrees out. Beautiful evening for sports outside, or 47th Street and Indian School and Arcadia, just to the east of 44th Street, if you know where that's at, in Indian School, but neutral ground here at Arcadia High School. 5:19 remaining in the half, 8-2 in favor of Brophy. Brophy College Prep located downtown. Notre Dame Prep located up off Bell and 101 in North Scottsdale.
Yeah, not too far for both these programs, probably helping with the crowd size here. Looks like we've got a lot of fellow students and families and friends here for both programs cheering them on. A full set of bleachers here at Arcadia.
Brophy with the ball, trying to extend an 8-2 lead, 5:10 remaining in the first half. Broncos toss it around, back out to Fitzgerald, and now left side. It's kind of what they've done all evening, just toss it around, and then when they find their opportunity, ground ball is scooped up, and drilling it home that time for Brophy was Carter Fitzgerald, his third goal of the evening. It is 9-2. Broncos, 4:53 remaining in the first half. So Brophy starting to move away with it a little bit.
Yeah, just kind of flooded in the front of the crease there, and that time he just gets lucky. You kind of get that bingo play, and the ball lands right at his feet, and he's able to just kind of put it past the goalie. We'll see, especially as we get to the second half, if Notre Dame changes a little bit of the defensive strategy here. But for right now, they got to try to stem the bleeding.
DJ Brown, the face-off man for the Saints, against Grissoni for the Broncos. Brophy's won the majority of the face-offs, and Grissoni easily wins that one, and he's off to the races. Grissoni tosses far side now. Brophy will do their routine of tossing things around. Still some good fight for Notre Dame Prep, but they've been outscored 8-1.
It's tough. Teams can slow down this offense, but they just chip away, and next thing you know, you look up and it's a 7-goal difference.
That shot is on goal that time. Tate Lacoste with his 4th goal of the evening. And he's had a big night.
Yeah, nothing too fancy there. He just realizes they're kind of giving him a lot of cushion. He's pretty far out there. Typically, goalie wants to get his eyes on that one, but that guy could shoot it. And when you've got players who can shoot it with that speed at this level from the outside, it just makes that offense so much dangerous.
10-2, Brophy, 4:21 remaining in the first half. Tate Lacoste wearing number 5, Zach Lacoste wearing number 3. They're sophomores and they are twins. Face off at midfield. And that time for Brophy, it was Ruschenberg, and he won that face-off off to Eli Friedman up the right side. Friedman fires, and he gets that goal in. Eli Friedman. Makes it 11-2. Brophy, 4:10 remaining in the half.
Well, they're starting to open it up here, and I said the last one wasn't anything too fancy. Neither was this one. He's just kind of running down a transition, does a good job of staying straight towards the goalpost so he doesn't lose his angle and sneaks it past the goalie. Notre Dame player on his hip, can't really disrupt him too much.
Corbin Ruschenberg, the sophomore, now facing off for Brophy against Caden Casey, and he's won 2 consecutive face-offs for Brophy. Brophy starting to run away with a little bit here. 4 minutes remaining in the half. 11-2 in favor of Brophy. They're on a 10-1 run. Penalty markers come in. Contact made. Hawkins St. Clair maybe hit a little bit as he gets it over here to Matthew
Good
Ofaug.
hard-nosed ground ball. Might have been a cross-check or something up high. Free play here for Notre Dame, and if you want to have a chance at coming back here, they'd love to get one here and then maybe get the man up as well.
So
Feels like it's been a while since the ball's been on that end of the field.
It certainly does. Notre Dame prep with the ball. Higbee up top. On the move on the far side, bringing it around is Rossback. 2:55 and ticking in the half. It is 11-2, Brophy leading it. Rossback being harassed.
A good short stick defense there.
Brophy has won 12 of 13 face-offs, so that very important statistic there. Cucci has it, or had it inside for a moment. Now a big scrum inside, and it's who wants that ground ball. Heitzmeyer scoops it up, the goaltender for Brophy. 2:14 remaining in the half. It is 11-2, Brophy leading.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is here. Like you said, I think it was something in the either cross check or slash to the head area.
One thing with lacrosse that I've noticed that when they have penalties, they don't call it or they don't stop it right away like in football.
Yeah, you get that free play and you get a chance to score. They won't blow the whistle until the ball goes out of bounds or there's a change of possession. So you get a free play, and that does favor the offense, makes it a bit easier.
Brophy, 1 minute cross-check penalty.
Yep, 1 minute there. So, again, if you want to start chipping away, right now you got the man-up unit for Notre Dame, and you got to try to put one in here. And you got to be ready if they jump that ball behind, which they are again.
Notre Dame prep with the ball. We're under 2 minutes remaining in the half. 11-2 in favor of Brophy. Over here to the near side, it is Sampson.
Always got him.
Caden Casey, and that shot is knocked away as was fired by Luke Canigan, one of the seniors and a captain, but it was no good. Knocked away Peitzmeyer.
Yeah, they had him there. That corner of the cage was open.
Inside, DJ Brown fires it. Brown with his first goal of the evening. It's 11-3, Brophy, 1:39 remaining in the half. TJ Brown, the midfielder. Well, they chipped away with one of those.
That's what you got to do. Just get the next one there. You get the benefit of your extra man offense out there. Missed the first opportunity, but they had good backup, and they bring it around again, find a guy inside open. Good heads-up play.
Jack Rossoni back out at face-off for Brophy, and for Notre Dame prep, Caden Casey. Brophy's won just about everyone. This will be Brophy ball.
Yeah, it's going to be a procedure call, so it'll get Brophy easily there. 1 minute 30 left just about now, 90 seconds.
So Brophy ball. Guest over on the far side. 1:20 remaining in the half. 11-3 Brophy. Guest back behind the goal. Fired, missed it to the left.
Good defense there, keeping him away from the cage. He turns and kind of does a jump shot, but isn't able to get a lot of momentum behind it because of that defense. And this will be Brophy's second timeout.
So both teams out of timeouts. 1:09 remaining in the half. 11-3 in favor of Brophy. Goals for Notre Dame Prep. At one point it was tied at 1. But since that time, the Broncos have outscored the Saints by a score of 10-2. Goals for Notre Dame Prep: Higbee, St. Clair, and Brown. For Brophy, Fitzgerald with 3, Tate Lacoste with 4, White, Guest, Armstrong, and Friedman with 1 apiece. So what's your strategy going here with about 1:09 remaining before halftime?
Well, if you're Brophy, they're going to draw up a play here, and they're going to try to continue to extend this lead. Nothing's ever given, and you don't want to take any chances there. Keep continuing to score goals and don't lay off the gas if you're that team there. And Notre Dame, it's going to be the same message. Just get one stop here. Don't worry about pushing the clear too aggressively where you're going to have an issue with a turnover. Get a stop. Try to get it down the field and score. Take advantage of some momentum going into halftime here.
You can only get one goal at a time. Just pick away and try to come back. You mentioned, Brophy, you look at their roster, it's very deep. They've got a very deep roster compared to Notre Dame, not quite as deep, and can bring fresh guys in off the bench.
Yeah, it does create an advantage, and it's that wearing down of the teams, and start to see it in the second half when they're able to just have fresher legs and continue to push the pace.
1:09 remaining in the half. 11-3 in favor of Brophy. Was tied at 1 early on as Notre Dame kept him in check, but since that time it's been a 10-2 run for Brophy.
Yeah, Notre Dame coming out in a regular base man defense, it looks like.
Duck here on the near side for Brophy. Brophy tossing it around, taking the clock down to 40 seconds in the half, probably looking for that last goal. They scored at the end of the first quarter when the buzzer hit 0. They scored a goal to make it 4-1 after one quarter. Up top to Eli Friedman. 24 seconds remaining. That ball pops loose. And a good save, Paul Lasky, and Zach Lacoste tried to get it, and that shot is good. Shot was drilled home by Alex White, his second goal of the evening.
That was a lot of motion from that Brophy unit, a lot of off ball moving around, keeping the defense having to pay attention there, and they just keep pressing. Notre Dame looked like they were going to maybe get a stop, but they can't come up with the ground ball. And just another shooter from Brophy. They just continue to see these outside shots that have just a ton of velocity on it and beat the goalie.
11 seconds remaining in the half. 12-3 in favor of Brophy. Grassoni wins it once again for Brophy. On the move, the ball pops loose. Who wants that ground ball? It is scooped up. Notre Dame Prep. Ward fires it deep down the far side, and Peitzmeyer retrieves it. That is the end of the first half. It is 12-3 in favor of Brophy. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, if you're Notre Dame, you got to flush it down the toilet and just come out in the second half like a clean slate, like it's 0-0, and bring the momentum. And Brophy, don't take your foot off the gas. It's the last game of the season. Give it everything you got. Keep doing what you're doing.
Going to take a break in the action again. 12-3, Brophy leads it at halftime, a 15-minute halftime break.
Brophy Dads Club welcomes you to the 2026 Arizona High School State Lacrosse Championship. At Brophy College Preparatory, we help advance our mission to form men for others. Young men committed to lives of faith, service, and leadership. Through leadership-focused gatherings and traditions like our Father-Son Retreat in Sedona, we build strong bonds between fathers, sons, and our community. Thanks to the Arizona Lacrosse League and to all the families, players, coaches, and referees, let's play. Audio Video by Design is Arizona's premier home theater and automation solutions provider. At Audio Video by Design, we strive to exceed all expectations. Whether you want home automation through your entire home or just music in one room, we give our full attention to every project to make sure the technology works for you. Audio Video by Design, where audio video dreams come true. Get out of the heat and into the box this summer. Develop your field lacrosse skills by playing indoor box with Arizona Box Lacrosse at the state-of-the-art Solid Ground Arena. Arizona box games are played 5-on-5 on a hockey rink using a 30-second shot clock. Fast transitions from offense to defense, no long poles, big goalies, small goals, and played off the board so the ball never goes out of bounds. Open house and free Box Lacrosse Clinic is Saturday, May 23rd. Summer Indoor Box League begins May 30th with practices and games every Saturday. Individual players and teams can register now at azboxla.com. See you in the box. Join Powell Lacrosse in Northern Arizona for an exhilarating week of lacrosse. Now in our 19th year at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, this overnight camp, directed by Lacrosse Hall of Famer Ryan Powell, is the gateway to mastering the game of lacrosse. For more information or to register, visit powelllacrosse.com. You got grit. Your protein shake never should. That's why Rockin protein is made with real milk for 30 grams of great-tasting, high-quality protein. Plus, it's lactose-free, has 0 grams of added sugar, and is always fresh from the dairy cooler. Whether you're crushing it in the gym or just need some fuel for your hustle, get the protein shake that works as hard as you do. Visit rockinprotein.com to find a store near you. Brophy Dads Club welcomes you to the 2026 Arizona High School State Lacrosse Championship. At Brophy College Preparatory, we help advance our mission to form men for others. Young men committed to lives of faith, service, and leadership. Through leadership-focused gatherings and traditions like our Father-Son Retreat in Sedona, we build strong bonds between fathers, sons, and our community. Thanks to the Arizona Lacrosse League and to all the families, players, coaches, and referees, let's play. Audio Video by Design is Arizona's premier home theater and automation solutions provider. At Audio Video by Design, we strive to exceed all expectations. Whether you want home automation through your entire home or just music in one room, we give our full attention to every project to make sure the technology works for you. Audio Video by Design, where audio video dreams come true. Get out of the heat and into the box this summer. Develop your field lacrosse skills by playing indoor box with Arizona Box Lacrosse at the state-of-the-art Solid Ground Arena. Arizona box games are played 5-on-5 on a hockey rink using a 30-second shot clock. Fast transitions from offense to defense, no long poles, big goalies, small goals, and played off the board so the ball never goes out of bounds. Open house and free Box Lacrosse Clinic is Saturday, May 23rd. Summer Indoor Box League begins May 30th with practices and games every Saturday. Individual players and teams can register now at azboxla.com. See you in the box. Join Powell Lacrosse in Northern Arizona for an exhilarating week of lacrosse. Now in our 19th year at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, this overnight camp directed by Lacrosse Hall of Famer Ryan Powell is the gateway to mastering the game of lacrosse. For more information or to register, visit powelllacrosse.com. You got grit. Your protein shake never should. That's why Rockin protein is made with real milk for 30 grams of great-tasting, high-quality protein. Plus, it's lactose-free, has 0 grams of added sugar, and is always fresh from the dairy cooler. Whether you're crushing it in the gym or just need some fuel for your hustle, get the protein shake that works as hard as you do. Visit rockinprotein.com to find a store near you.
This award recognizes the senior who goes above and beyond in his service to his team, school, and community. This year's Bob Scott Award winner is Brophy Broncos C.J. Wendell. Good job. And we are going to now recognize the USA Lacrosse Coach of the Year. This
And welcome back, everybody. Erik Anderson along with Bryan Petillo. It is 12-3 in favor of Brophy as we head to the third quarter, and I believe it's a 12-goal lead or more that is a continuous clock then, which they do in
yeah,
football
it's
and some of the
something
other
we'll
sports.
have to keep an eye on here. Notre Dame obviously doesn't want to let the deficit get to that. Fresh mindset if you're Notre Dame. 0-0 game right now. You come out here and just keep fighting to the end. It's going to start with a face-off win, hopefully.
That ball pops loose, and it was retrieved by Notre Dame Prep and Lawrence Pulaski. The majority of the face-offs, all but one, or maybe two, have been won by Brophy. So Notre Dame Prep with the ball here on the near side.
Dangerous spot there. Long stick midi on long
Pulaski
stick
lost
midi.
the handle on it, quickly back the other way for Brophy, and that is Eli Friedman. They get it inside, and that goal is good right off the bat here in the third quarter for Brophy. It is Finn Guest. Guest with his second goal of the evening. 11:27 remaining in the third quarter. It is 13-3 favor of Brophy. Brophy on a 12-2 run after it was tied at 1 early on. So things getting out of hand here a little bit.
Yeah, that's tough. You get that face-off win. We've seen how difficult that's been, and they get a tough matchup there with the long stick. He gets all over the Notre Dame player, causes the turnover, and then it's just a fast break in numbers again. And the number of goals that Brophy's got from the doorstep, it's got to be at least 5 or 6, it feels like. So tough night for the goalie, seeing a lot of rubber from really close range.
Grissoni wins that face-off again for Brophy, and Brophy with the ball here on the near side. Brady Estep will bring it up and tosses it off to Jack Grissoni, who won that last face-off. Brophy is dominated completely on the face-offs, and they get it over to Braden Duck, a sophomore for Brophy, and back out top to Fitzgerald, who has 3 goals tonight. So Brophy leading it by 10, 13-3, 10:47 remaining in the third quarter. Brophy trying to set up a play here. They get it to Guest again up top. Tate Lacoste has 4 goals for Brophy. He leads all scorers. Back out top, they get it to Zach.
Yeah, Notre Dame in just their... Oh.
That time it's Zach Lacoste. His first goal of the evening, and things are really getting out of hand. 10:21 remaining in the third quarter, 14-3 in favor of Brophy. They're up by 11. If they get up by 12, it'll be a continuous clock.
Yeah, so that looks like it could be happening sooner rather than later. And you know, I hate to say it because these kids are fighting and playing tough, but the Notre Dame team just looks like they're running out of gas.
Yeah, that does look
They're
that
getting
way.
tired, and we talked about that depth of Brophy being able to run a lot of guys through. And in this case here, they've got, you know, they kind of got out of that backer zone defense that they were in just in regular man-to-man and just kind of getting guys run by him.
Grissoni wins the face-off again against Caden Casey, and that ball is knocked away.
They're going to blow the whistle here. He was
Penalty
offsides, trying to hustle. That's tough. You're an attackman on a team that's kind of beat like this. You go a long time without touching the ball, so you could see they had some fresh legs, and they were running as fast as they could to that midline, but takes one step too many, goes over. That's going to give Brophy in this offense another man-up opportunity now.
Yeah, you can tell just the body language from Notre Dame Prep just a little bit down now.
Yeah, it's tough. They've been fighting really hard. I think we mentioned earlier their last 2 games in these playoffs went to overtime,
Right.
so you know a lot of mental taxation on that as well too. But they're going to keep fighting here, and there's some good seniors on this team, and they will continue to battle to the end here.
Brophy with the ball again as they toss it around. White, they get it over back behind the goal. Inside, and Pulaski knocks that away as that shot by Tate Armstrong and retrieved over here on the near side by Tate Lacoste.
Good little kick save by the goalie, and again, just on the doorstep, another one from up close. This time he comes up with the save.
Armstrong on the move for Brophy. Back over here to Tate Lacoste, who has 4 goals this evening. 9:18 remaining in the third quarter. It is now 14-3 in favor of Brophy. One more goal and we go on the continuous clock, I believe. And that saved by Pulaski as that shot by Tate Armstrong.
Probably breathing a sigh of relief. That's one of the easier ones he's had to face tonight. Distance on the run.
Johnny Ward brings it up for Notre Dame Prep all the way.
And you're going to see Brophy continue to play aggressive here.
They are.
They're going to continue to play their game and take advantage of matchups they have. Oh, that'll be a cross-check from behind. Yeah, we'll see if they give him a full cross-check or if he just pushed him. Yeah, cross-check.
The big hit by Tate Armstrong and big collision.
That's
it's kind of fun to see some collision, but you don't want it to.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many. We saw a big hit in the game Tuesday night, which was a nice clean hit, no penalty. But this one has been not as much physical play. That time there, that's an easy call. So here's the Notre Dame man up again. You know, we've seen Brophy jump the ball behind, and Notre Dame tried to take advantage of that, but it has not worked since the first time.
And that ball stolen away by Brophy. Stolen away by Brady Eastep. 8:15 remaining in the third quarter, 14-3 in favor of Brophy. And Zach Lacoste, who just scored a moment ago, brings it up for Brophy over here to the near side to Finn Guest.
Yeah, Notre Dame should be, again, we know this is a large deficit, but you still got some time in this penalty. You know, double the ball, put some pressure on, try to take advantage while you have it, because this is going to end soon.
Duck out on the far side, guarded by Caden Casey.
Yeah, and they're going to be content to sit in their typical defense here. I'd be putting pressure on.
Duck with it over on the far side.
Tends to be a little more nowadays. Teams tend to sit back and kind of have a slide guy ready rather than try to double the ball. That was a good move.
And that shot is drilled by Eli Friedman. Friedman with his second goal of the evening. It's 15-3 in favor of Brophy. 7:21 remaining in the third quarter, and he reared back and fired on that one.
Yeah, that was about as bad as it could get for Notre Dame. The penalty releases, they start to try to reset. They get a little mismatched on where they want to go, and the player falls down, and then it kind of becomes a pseudo man-up opportunity, and you can't let that guy step down and shoot with all of his might. He's licking his chops in that situation.
So after it was tied at 1 early on, Brophy on a 14-2 run. Face-off DJ Brown again, winning almost every single face-off has been Brophy, and Grissoni comes away with that one.
That's another staple of just the Brophy program here. They've consistently had great face-off players. I'm spacing on his name, which I'm embarrassed about, the player who graduated last year. But great, consistent face-off play from Brophy has been a key pillar of their success in the league here.
That shot is saved by Peitzmeyer. Ground ball is
great man
scooped
ball
up by
play
Bush.
there.
Bush with the ground ball for Notre Dame Prep.
I want to give some credit there. You don't see that done as well as they did there. You have man ball. You can take a man out, let your teammate get the ball.
Peitzmeyer, another save. He was all-state first team. They announced it at halftime.
Yeah, and he hasn't had to do too much. I want to say that's maybe only his fourth or fifth save, but he's not seen too much rubber because of the time of possession difference with Brophy.
6:10 remaining in the third quarter, 15-3 in favor of Brophy. We should be in that continuous clock mode with the lead at 12 goals.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on the next whistle here, but it likely will go to a running clock.
Fitzgerald out front for Brophy. He has 3 goals. He scored the first 2 for Brophy tonight. Fitzgerald on the move. And that ground ball is picked up by Notre Dame Prep.
He's in trouble there.
He's in trouble. It was scooped up by St. Clair, and now Johnny Ward picks it up and back to Pulaski.
They're shutting off, making the goalie work for it. He's got to move it over.
Ground ball picked up by Brophy, back the other way. Into the middle, and that shot is knocked away. Eli Friedman, penalty marker, comes in.
Yeah, he's gonna draw a late hit, likely either late or high. Little probably frustration mounting on the Notre Dame side.
4:48 remaining in the third quarter, 15-3 Brophy.
And the clock is running now, so we are in a running clock for the rest of this game.
Well, early on it was tied at 1, but then, Brophy really is, they're 4-time consecutive champions, straight state champs consecutively 4 times for no reason. They're awfully good.
Exactly. And let's see, they're going to call it a legal body check. I'm not sure the time of it. It's probably a minute. I didn't see them give a locked in, so normal man-up opportunity. Yeah, I go back to that first quarter. I mean, not that it obviously maybe isn't going to make a difference, but giving up that one right with 4 seconds left, making it 4-1 instead of 3-1, just kind of hurt, I think, their momentum a bit.
Brophy ball, and that is fired by Guest, but saved by Braden Pulaski. Who wants that ball? Ground ball is scooped up by Brophy. Cannon Jansen. Fight for the ball and picked up by Fitzgerald. We've got a whistle. Brophy with a timeout, 3:24 remaining in the third quarter, 15-3 in favor of the Broncos. Tate Lacoste with 4 goals, 3 for Fitzgerald, 2 for Friedman, 2 for Guest, 2 for White. Armstrong and Zach Lacoste also with some goals. The 3 goals for Notre Dame Prep. Higbee scored first, St. Clair, and then Brown. So it's a continuous clock will be coming up after the timeout.
Yeah, and a lot of depth scoring there with Brophy. Or maybe I shouldn't say depth scoring, but just a lot of players getting in on the action. They're moving the ball well. They're scoring from the crease. They're scoring from out far. And Coach Harbison doesn't take his foot off the gas. People are probably saying, "Oh, why is he calling a timeout there? You're up by 12." And,
yeah.
But he's going to continue to coach his players and give them an opportunity to continue to be successful. Do you go through those goals again for Brophy? I just wanted to get a sense of.
Fitzgerald scored the first 2. He's got 3. White has got 2. Guest with 2. Tate Lacoste with 4. Friedman 2. Armstrong and Zach Lacoste also adding single goals for Brophy. Again, Higbee, St. Clair, and Brown the goals for Notre Dame Prep. So 19 is the record for goals in a game in the championship, and it's 15-3 Brophy here.
Yeah, they may have an opportunity for it.
3:24 remaining in the third quarter. Brophy ball. Tate Lacoste has it up the left side. He has 4 goals. Penalty marker comes in.
I think that was offsides. I think. Which he should. I was going to say he should be running back in to join the play. He is. So. Well, now they got 2 men offsides. There should be another flag. This is a little. Oh, the other guy was just subbing. I was going to say, I don't know if I've seen that before.
Guest on the move. We've got a whistle.
They're going to call it moving pick interference, but the flag was down, so it's still going to remain Brophy ball. They will get a 30-second man-up opportunity here.
So we do have that continuous clock with the 12-goal lead. 2:25 and ticking continuously. 15-3 Brophy leading in the third quarter. 2:15 and ticking in the third. It'll be Brophy ball here on the near side. Tate Lacoste gets it to Guest. They toss it around. And that shot is good by Finn Guest, his third of the evening. Minute 38 and ticking, 16-3 Brophy here in the third quarter.
That's just a talented shooter beating a goalie in a one-on-one competition there. He's in the middle. That's a really tough spot. Goalie's got to cover the whole cage, and we've seen these Brophy players really fire some cannons, and that time he puts a lot of velocity on a shot, low and away, really difficult for the goalie. Great shot.
And Brophy has won just about every face-off tonight. Grissoni for Brophy and DJ Brown for Notre Dame Prep. Grissoni comes away with it once again. Brophy ball. Inside, we've penalty marker and contact and a whistle.
Yeah, and I think that's just a little frustration again, and you can't check a player when he's on the ground like that.
Finn Guest went down.
I think they kind of let a little bit play with that, initial aggressive defense, which I was fine with. But, yeah, once that player's on the ground, you can't be throwing stick checks at him like that.
25 seconds and ticking with a continuous clock. 16-3 Brophy with the 12-goal lead or more. It's a continuous clock, a bit of a mercy rule.
It'll stay that way. And they're going to likely, even if they blow the whistle here before that hits zero, because it's a man-up, man-down situation, there won't be a face-off starting the fourth quarter, so Brophy will start the fourth quarter with possession.
That is the end of the third quarter, 16-3. Brophy leading it here.
Brophy Dads Club welcomes you to the 2026 Arizona High School State Lacrosse Championship. At Brophy College Preparatory, we help advance our mission to form men for others. Young men committed to lives of faith, service, and leadership. Through leadership-focused gatherings and traditions like our Father-Son Retreat in Sedona, we build strong bonds between fathers, sons, and our community. Thanks to the Arizona Lacrosse League and to all the families, players, coaches, and referees, let's play. Audio Video by Design is Arizona's premier home theater and automation solutions provider. At Audio Video by Design, we strive to exceed all expectations. Whether you want home automation through your entire home or just music in one room, we give our full attention to every project to make sure the technology works for you. Audio Video by Design, where audio video dreams come true. Get out of the heat and into the box this summer. Develop your field lacrosse skills by playing indoor box with Arizona Box Lacrosse at the state-of-the-art Solid Ground Arena. Arizona box games are played 5-on-5 on a hockey rink using a 30-second shot clock. Fast transitions from offense to defense, no long poles, big goalies, small goals, and played off the board so the ball never goes out of bounds. Open house and free Box Lacrosse Clinic is Saturday, May 23rd. Summer Indoor Box League begins May 30th with practices and games every Saturday. Individual players and teams can register now at azboxla.com. See you in the box. Join Powell Lacrosse in Northern Arizona for an exhilarating week of lacrosse. Now in our 19th year at Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff, Arizona, this overnight camp, directed by Lacrosse Hall of Famer Ryan Powell, is the gateway to mastering the game of lacrosse. For more information or to register, visit powelllacrosse.com. You got grit. Your protein shake never should. That's why Rockin protein is made with real milk for 30 grams of great-tasting, high-quality protein. Plus, it's lactose-free, has 0 grams of added sugar, and is always fresh from the dairy cooler. Whether you're crushing it in the gym...
11:35 and ticking here in the fourth quarter, 16-3 in favor of Brophy. Brophy with the ball. A continuous clock with that Goal 13 or more, and that is another goal for Guest. He has 4. He has 7 assists, and it's now 17-3 in favor. Brophy 11-15 and continuous clock here in the fourth quarter. You mentioned Guest.
Yeah, we
assists.
were just talking during the break there. Didn't even realize the full range of all the assists there, but he has been scoring and he has been feeding his team, leading them to this massive victory that looks like it's coming at the end of 11 minutes here. So what a night for Finn Guest as he continues to pour it on there.
Big evening for Finn Guest. DJ Brown will face off for Notre Dame Prep. Corbin Ruschenberg now. He's won 2 consecutive. This is his 3rd face-off, and Brophy wins it once again. Over here to the near side, it is Armstrong. A continuous clock with that lead over 12 goals for for Brophy. Brophy leading 17-3, 10:22 remaining essentially in the ball game. Brophy with the ball. Duck back on the left side. Guest again thought about shooting. And that shot is good again. Drilling that one was Tate Lacoste. He now has 5 goals, and it's 18-3. Brophy 9:56. Continuous clock here in the fourth quarter. The record is 19 goals in a championship game. Most points 14.
And I think we've got Finn at 12, I think, when we double checked.
7 assists, 4 goals.
Yeah, I think he might have. He may have one more, I think, in there when we check down. But just a great individual performance by him, and mentioned 19 goals as a team record in goals. Brophy looks like they're on pace to at least tie that in the time here that's left.
Collision there. We've got a whistle, and a couple of Notre Dame Prep ball players go down. Johnny Ward went down. It'll be Caden Casey here on the near side being guarded by Kendall Winston, 17, who's checked in for Brophy. Back out top to St. Clair.
I think we've had some changes.
Some substitutions.
Yeah, some other players in here. Another goalie in for Brophy.
And that ground ball is scooped up. Notre Dame retains possession. Heitzmeyer knocks that away. That shot by Nick Sampson.
I think we've got
brand new goalie.
Brady
Yes, brand new
Boltzell there. Yeah, so he
brand new goaltender Brady Boltzell, the brand new goaltender for Brophy.
He steps in and comes up with a save, and it's going to have to be called on again because that's going to be. Oh, they're going to call a loose ball push. Okay, I didn't have a full view of possession there, but no penalty.
Caden Casey will bring it in for Notre Dame Prep.
He's got to back up a bit.
Casey brings it in. Merrikill, Louis Merrikill, number 8, now also in for Brophy. Some of the substitutions. 7:40 and ticking, a continuous clock. 18-3, Brophy leading. Notre Dame Prep, Higbee scoops up that ground ball. Higbee off to the races for Notre Dame Prep.
I'd get it right back to him and let him go. He's got a short stick on him. You're not going to get too many more chances.
That one knocked away by Brady Eastep. I believe Jax Coffey, 33, is now in at goaltender for the Saints.
Yep, that is correct.
Brophy on the move. Cherakuri, number 4, also in.
See Brophy looking to take their time a little bit here, get their players on. But one thing we've seen historically that they're not going to take their foot off the gas necessarily, especially for some of these newer players that get out there.
Well, they'll come in with a lot of energy and want to show themselves what they've got, fresh legs. That one taken away by Notre Dame Prep in a collision. And where's the ball here now? Jack's Coffee picks that up and fires it down here, and it's scooped up by Ryan Driscoll for Notre Dame Prep, and now taken away the other way by Tate Lacoste for Brophy. Under 6 minutes remaining in this one, 18-3, Brophy leading. Continuous clock with the goals being lead over 12. Brophy trying to add to their lead, and that shot saved by Coffee. That shot attempt that time by Finn Guest. You mentioned he's probably got 12 points.
Yeah, he's got at
4
least
goals,
11 or 12.
a couple of assists, and timeout is called. Brophy with another timeout. I guess their final one. Brophy leading 18-3, 5:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. Some of the guys that were mentioned at halftime, All-State Guest, Armstrong, Friedman for Brophy, Peitzmeyer, I believe they were all first team. Sampson, Bush, Higbee, I think were first team for Notre Dame Prep, and the Corona head coach, Rovinelli, was the coach of the year.
Yep, some good recognition, and going to continue to share the award winners on our social media page, so check that out if you want to see the full list of our winners. But great job all around by all the players and coaches in this league and our officials. We've had a great season here. We had a great location here for this game, great crowd. Maybe not the most exciting because of the differential, but two teams that really worked hard to get here and have battled through to the end. So we'll see what Brophy does here. They still got a lot of their big guys out there in this last game.
Brophy on their way to winning their 5th straight state title as they lead at 18-3, 5:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. Still got some of the top guys you mentioned out there. Brophy does, as Fitzgerald has it. Brophy looking to score again. Fitzgerald with the ball. Guarded by Lawrence Pulaski. Armstrong still out there also for Brophy. 4:50 and ticking in the fourth quarter. That one got by Coffee, and the score is Vincent Torres.
That's a little...
Torres with his first goal for Brophy. It is 19-3 Brophy, 4:25 and ticking, essentially in the ball game. Sounds like the Brophy faithful starting to celebrate a little bit with just about 4 minutes.
They are getting ready and watching the countdown with this running clock here. Brophy tying the team goal record in a state championship game out here with 19.
Brophy has dominated the face-offs, and that one won again that time by Corbin Ruschenberg, and Brophy wins it again over here to the near side to Cannon Jansen. Fires up here to Dane Helt, who has checked in, and he's got the ball for Brophy. Armstrong continues to stay in the ball game as he's got it. Continuous clock with that lead over 12 goals, 19-3 Brophy, 3:20. Continuous clock here in the fourth quarter. Off to Maddox, Ranley. Brophy trying to get that 20th goal, and that one misses to the left, but Brophy retains possession.
Yeah, good spot there behind. Was able to catch it like a pass.
Armstrong takes it back, guarded by Driscoll. Armstrong fires and that hit the pipe. It'll remain Brophy ball, 2:45 remaining in this one, 19-3 Brophy. 5 goals for Tate Lacoste. Big evening for Guest with several assists and goals. Guest for the ball on the far side. What do we think? He's got about 12 points.
Yeah, he's definitely in the double digits. And he has the ball here now, and he has a short stick on him. So if he wants to add another one, it's a good matchup for him.
That shot misses the mark by Maddox Ranley. 2 minutes and ticking here in the ball game, 19-3 Brophy. Brophy retains possession over on the far side. It's Eli Friedman. Brophy looking for goal number 20 in the ball game. That shot off the mark by Tate Armstrong.
Good save for the other goalie getting in there. It's tough to jump in when you're in these situations.
Jack's Coffee. Ryan Driscoll brings it up. Timeout called by Notre Dame Prep. 1:12 remaining in this one. 19-3 in favor of Brophy. She was tied at 1 early on. Notre Dame, hung around, and it was 4-1 in favor of Brophy after 1 quarter. So, but eventually, that deep talent that Brophy's got took over.
Yeah, they just continue to wear away at them and take advantage of opportunities that were given on fast breaks or broken plays. And unfortunately, Notre Dame was never really able to get back into it. And this time out here, he's going to still try to get his guys out he wants here on this last possession and try to put one more in. End on a little bit of it's tough to say a positive note, but these are 2 teams that battled really hard. I've been saying that all night. And they'll continue to compete right to this final whistle.
1:12 remaining in this one, 19-3 in favor of Brophy. Finn Guest has had a big evening with 4 goals, about 8 assists. Tate Lacoste with 5 goals for Brophy. Notre Dame Prep with the ball out on the left side. It is Hawkins St. Clair. DJ Brown fires, and that one off the mark that time as Peitzmeyer back in at goaltender for Brophy. He's an all-stater. Good point. Brown racing, and that one missed. 10th title. Twenty seconds remaining in this one. Notre Dame Prep, DJ Brown has it knocked away. Clock continues to tick. And that is the end of the ball game, with Brophy winning it over Notre Dame Prep by a score of 19-3, 5 consecutive state titles for Brophy. They finished the season at 13-0. Notre Dame Prep finishing at 11-2. And your thoughts on the ball game?
Just a great showing by both teams. I know we didn't get a close game by score, but truly competitive efforts and some great players on that Notre Dame team. But Brophy just continues to march along and continue to write their name in the history books as they get their 5th straight state championship. Great game, great season for all our A.L.L. participants.
So a big celebration at midfield. And we're going to wrap this thing up right here as Brophy wins their 5th straight state title by a score of 19-3 over Notre Dame Prep. For Ryan Petillo, Jeff Lowry, Roger Bemis, I'm Erik Anderson. Have a good evening.